In 2025, one AI company just completely exploded onto the scene, going from a really promising startup to a global powerhouse. So today, we're going to unpack the strategy behind MiniMax's incredible transformation.
So you have to ask, right? How does a startup pull that off? I mean, how do you become a global AI giant in the span of a single year? That is the big question we're diving into today.
And the answer is MiniMax didn't just do it. They kind of wrote the blueprint for everyone else to follow. In 2025, they made this massive leap from just being a company with a lot of potential to becoming a dominant, full-stack AI platform. Let's break down exactly how they managed it.
Okay, so let's start with the core strategy that really defined their entire game-changing year. Their success really boiled down to three big things, three interconnected pillars. It all started with some serious breakthrough innovation in their foundational AI models. Then they used that incredible tech to build out a complete product suite for creators. And finally, they just went for it with a relentless and super strategic push into the global market. All right, so let's start with the tech, because this is where it gets really cool. At the absolute heart of everything is their M2 tech engine. This is the powerhouse behind their entire platform. To really get M2, you first have to understand this concept called mixture of experts, or MOE. Think of it like this. Instead of having one giant brain trying to do everything at once, the system is smart enough to call on a team of specialists. It only activates the specific experts it needs for any given task. And that, right there, is what makes it so incredibly efficient and powerful. And the result of this approach is just staggering. Check this out. While the M2 model has a massive 229 billion parameters, which is huge, that MOE architecture means only a tiny fraction, about 10 billion, are actually active for any single task. This is the secret to getting that state-of-the-art performance without the insane, crippling computational cost. It's genius. And let's be clear, M2 isn't just another chatbot. No way. It was built from the ground up for AI agents and for coding. It's got this feature called interleaved thinking, which lets it handle really complex, multi-step problems. And it uses a full attention model, which gives it this massive memory for context, which is absolutely crucial for getting things right. Now, I know this looks really complex, but trust me, the main idea is pretty simple. Over on the left, you've got these parts like lightning attention that speed everything up. That feeds into the MOE layers, where that little puzzle piece in the middle, the router, does its magic, picking the right experts for the job. See, it's not just about being bigger, it's a smarter architecture, designed from the get-go for maximum efficiency. So that's the engine. But great tech is pretty useless without great products. And that brings us to their full multimodal suite, where they expanded way, way beyond just language models. And this is where all that tech talk gets real. Their flagship video product, Halo AI, is clearly not a toy. This is a professional-grade tool. It has specialized models for everything from creating photorealistic quality to pulling off complex director-style camera movements. It's the real deal. But video was just the beginning. They built a whole creative ecosystem. They integrated video into professional workflows, developed ultra-realistic speech models, and even added AI-generated music. But the masterstroke? They tied it all together with a single, unified API that made it incredibly simple for developers to just jump in and start building on their platform. Incredible tech and a full product suite are amazing, but you need some serious fuel for that kind of growth. So let's look at the business machine they built, which, let me tell you, is powered by some serious financial firepower. Let's just let this number sink in for a second. Over $600 million. That was the headline figure from their landmark IPO in Hong Kong. Just wow. But honestly, the number alone doesn't even tell the whole story. The really crucial point here is who was backing them. We're talking giants like Alibaba and the Abu Dhabi Sovereign Wealth Fund. This wasn't just a financial event. It was a massive vote of confidence from some of the biggest players in the world, basically stamping their approval on MiniMax's rapid development and integrated platform. So how'd they turn that huge investment into revenue? Well, they had this really sharp, multifaceted growth strategy. First, they went after high-value enterprise clients with their API. Second, they used some seriously aggressive pricing to undercut the slower, older companies. And critically, they built up this loyal developer community through things like hackathons and coding challenges, creating this powerful grassroots engine for adoption. Okay, so all of this just raises one massive question. How in the world did they build all of this so incredibly fast? The answer lies in their secret sauce. They use their own AI to build AI. I mean, this quote from their CEO, Yan Jinjie, it says it all. Over 70% of our code and 90% of our data analysis is now supported or generated by AI. Think about that. They aren't just selling AI. Their entire company is fundamentally built by it.
This internal adoption of their own AI, this is what creates their competitive moat. I mean, when your development cycle is supercharged like this, you unlock a kind of speed and efficiency that your competitors just can't possibly match. This is their true advantage.
And the business benefits? They're profound. They can scale the company without having to hire armies of people. They can lower their own R&D costs, which then lets them offer those aggressive prices we were talking about earlier. And maybe most importantly, they can iterate and release new models and features at an absolutely blistering pace.
So, we've covered the tech, the products, and the business model. But what does all of this really mean for you? Let's break down the key takeaways.
So what's the bottom line here? Well, if you're a tech professional, MiniMax represents the future. This is the next wave of agent-centric multimodal AI. If you're an investor, you're looking at a high-growth asset with blue-chip backing and a really proven strategy. And for anyone in business strategy, this is basically a masterclass in how to build a truly scalable AI-driven ecosystem.
Which leaves us with one final fascinating question. Now that MiniMax has basically established this blueprint for incredible speed and massive scale, who should be looking over their shoulder? Who are they going to challenge next in this global AI race?